everybody. Welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I want to talk about why we feel so exhausted. And the reason that we feel so exhausted is because we take on too much. In other words, we think of ourselves as being responsible for taking care of ourselves, maintaining our relationships. If we have children, taking care of our children, taking care of our financial obligations, taking care of our home, right? And whatever other obligations we connect ourselves with we start to feel overly responsible for a lot of things, and we start to exhaust ourselves. But it's because of the way we see ourselves in those situations. It's not so much that we have all of these situations to deal with, but how we see ourselves there. And what I mean by that is that we can shift from seeing ourselves as I'm responsible for taking care of myself, taking care of my kids, taking care of my job, and so forth, to I'm responsible for listening to my heart. I'm responsible for having fun, right? I'm responsible for teaching my kids how to be independent. Now, notice where I'm going, right? I'm shifting the way I'm saying it because it changes then the way I feel about it, right? Because if my responsibility is to listen to my heart, then I am listening to what my heart's desires, and then I'm going to follow through on that. Now, what my heart is desiring is not necessarily to be on a picnic every single day, right? There's a part of me that does want to, sure, relax, but also wants to be productive and function and so forth, right? So if my job then is to listen to my heart, let's say in relation to work, then yes, I'm going to listen to what feels good, what I enjoy, and then I'm going to start working in that direction as opposed to forcing myself to work in this way when I don't really enjoy that way of working. I really enjoy this way. But when we listen, right, when we're responsible for listening to our heart, desire about how we want to work, right, then we are going to hear and more likely walk in that direction. Sometimes we get scared, we make a U-turn, but the fact that we're listening to our heart, eventually we might find a way to find our courage to be able to walk in that direction, as opposed to keep on doing more of the same stuff that we don't really want, but it's familiar. And so then we, stay in that cycle. So, and also when I say, right, it is my responsibility then to have fun, what I mean about that is that doesn't mean let me not be responsible, right, with, pay my bills. It means my job is I'm responsible for having fun, because when I am feeling good, when I am having fun, when I am not forcing myself, but walking towards what does feel good and creating from that end, then I feel more joy. I'm having, right, more fun. I'm feeling more joy. And a better side of me shows up, right? A more expansive side of me. In other words, I'm nicer, friendlier, more open-minded, not so scared, not feeling so anxious, right? Because I'm feeling this joy, because I've made it my responsibility to have fun, as opposed to I have to, I should. Because when I start the sentence like that, right, then I'm not going to feel good. I'm going to feel burdened. So this is not about, like I said, walking away from our, responsibilities and from functioning in this world in a productive fashion, but from shifting the way we're looking at these things that we are responsible for in the external world, and starting with our internal self and how we position ourselves mentally for what's in front of us. Okay, because that makes the world of a difference, and it lightens us up internally. So before I go any further, I do want to pick a word from my bag of words and see what else I'm inspired to share. Shame. Interesting. Shame. I say it's interesting that it should come up because a lot of times, right, we are stuck thinking about the things that we're not proud of and walking around with this shame. And this shame then feels so heavy that it holds us back, right? Because instead of focusing on being responsible for, right, creating fun for ourselves, then we are thinking constantly and ruminating about what we didn't do, what we didn't like, and what we're not proud of, and how we failed ourselves before, and we go into this vicious cycle and build up so much shame. And so to counter this, I do like to remind myself, right, that I am a soul. I don't have a soul, I am a soul. And that then reminds me, right, that I am bigger than just this physical existence. I am more than just the poor choices that I've made under my ego mindset, right? I am bigger than that. And I choose to accept, right, that I am more than just my ego self or my physical self. And I choose to forgive myself. I give myself permission to be human, right? To not be perfect. And when I say to be human, is to be having a human experience. But having a human experience is not the beginning and all of what we are in essence, right? So we are more than that. And when we focus, right, our thoughts or take time throughout the day to remind ourselves and to remember who we are, right, then we are able to release some of this shame. Right, that's just one way. There are many ways, right? There are many psychological processes and tools that we can use as well. But this is one, right, that it is constantly reminding ourselves daily, right, that we are more than just those choices. There is so much more to us. There's so much more that we can give, and that wants to shine, that wants to come through us. And when we remember that, then we want to expand that part of ourselves, as opposed to hang out with shame and let shame tell us what we're worthy of and whether we're good enough and all of that. And I say to all of that. So I share that with you with the hopes that it can help you in some way. All right. And I'm going to end with that. So have a beautiful day. If this video helped you in some way, please subscribe to my channel so that you're notified when I upload further videos and to help with the algorithm. Have a beautiful day now. Bye for now.